mic on.
Gotta turn your mics on. Light them up, folks.
Mic's on.
We can hold them until this.
Teresa said turn them on.
Anyway, we'll talk about it. We don't.
Well, this side.
I'd like to call to order the May 8th, 2025 meeting of Mayor and Council. I'd like to call on Cole Staten with the Scouts to come up and lead us in prayer, and then he'll lead us in the pledge as well.
Awesome.
Come on up, Cole.
Please join me in prayer. Dear God, thank you for gathering us. May our discussions be guided by wisdom and grace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Now may we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Cole, thank you.
Thank you, Cole.
Good job.
Hang around till after the meeting for pictures. All right, Council item 2. You've had time to review the minutes from the April 10th, 2025 special called meeting. Are there any additions or deletions at this time? Hearing none, seeing none, the minutes are approved by acclamation. Item B, the minutes from the April 24th, 2025 regular meeting are still forthcoming. Item 3, ordinances and resolutions. Consideration of an ordinance to amend Chapter 328, landscape buffers and screening of the land development regulations for the city of Valdosta. Richard Hardy, our city manager, to present.
Thanks, Mayor. As you know, we've gone over this at several council meetings, and we went over it again at our latest work session on Tuesday night. A little history: the city of Valdosta has maintained a robust landscaping and tree planting ordinance for many decades, even prior to the land development regulation, the LDR. This ordinance, among other requirements, allows us to achieve our Tree City USA designation every year. The city of Valdosta has been celebrated as a Tree City USA since 1987. Ongoing discussion between the city staff, city management, and the city council have taken place regarding this agenda item. It was first tabled at the November 21st, 2024 regular council meeting to the January 9th, 2025 regular meeting. It was subsequently tabled again at the January 9th, 2025 and February 20th, 2025 regular council meeting, with deferral to April 24th, 2025 regular council meeting. Options that are in place is to approve the ordinance to amend Chapter 328 landscape buffers and screening and Appendix A of the land development regulation with the recommendation changes by staff. Staff recommends that we move forward with the updates in the appendix.
Council, any questions or comments? Seeing none, it's yours for action.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the ordinance to amend Chapter 328.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, show of hands. Council, thank you. Richard, thank you. Item 4, consideration for a request to purchase flock safety license plate readers for the Valdosta Police Department. Our Chief Leslie Manahan will present. Hi, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you. As we talked about Tuesday night, we're requesting the consideration for you all to allow us to purchase some flock safety cameras, license plate readers. As we know, these are very important tools that we use through our investigations, and currently in Lowndes County, there's 33 of them. They're used by law enforcement, neighborhoods, and businesses as well. So this, if we're allowed to move forward with the purchase, we'll be allowed to have access to that database. Give us a lot of information. So before you today, Flock has given us a 2-year contract for 17 cameras, 5 of which are stationary and 2 are mobile. The cameras themselves are $9,750 just for the cameras, and then there's a $52,000 a year maintenance fee that we have to pay as well. So for a 2-year agreement, the total is $113,750. That's 2 years of the service fee and the 17 cameras. So because we're part of Project Safe Neighborhood, the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council has gone with the BJA to get a grant. So this is 100% reimbursed to the city. If we decide we like it, then we would have to bring it up beginning fiscal year 28, have the service fee put into the budget and approved by council. So
Council.
we're asking to move forward with the purchase.
Any questions for Chief on free cameras?
Do we need any more?
We'll work on that as soon as we can get these.
Okay.
Any
And,
other questions? Thomas?
How will we determine where these cameras initially go?
What we'll do is look at areas of high crime where we don't have anything and that nobody else has anything covering that area, determine based on.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Chief, thank you. Council, yours for action.
Mayor, I'd like,
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, show of hands. Chief, thank you again. Council, thank you. Move on to item 5A, consideration of a request to reinstall traffic calming measures on Tyndall Drive. Again, Richard Hardy, our city manager.
Thanks, Mayor. Also, this has been an ongoing conversation, as we discussed at our work session on Tuesday. A little history: on April 29, 2025, Councilman Howard sent an email to the city engineer and myself inquiring if the speed bumps that were previously installed on Tyndall Drive would be replaced. The speed bumps on Tyndall Drive were removed as part of an ongoing effort to remove temporary traffic calming installations throughout the city where no council approval or engineering authorization could be found to support their installation. I directed the city staff to present the finding and facts regarding to the situation to the council at the May 8, 2025 at this meeting for discussion and direction. Most of the speed bumps in question appear to have been installed prior to our or during 2021 in response to requests from a citizen in the area that were directed by the city engineer at that time. Numerous requests from even former council members did not pass warrant analysis. The current bumps have been installed without the council's approval. Currently, we're asking that that allow the engineering department to move forward and up to council's recommendation on how they want the engineering department to proceed with installation of speed bumps.
Council, any questions for Richard?
Yeah, I have one. You see, what you're asking, what do we want as far as some more just like that, or you giving us an option of what we can put down?
We are giving council an option to vote on how they want the engineering to proceed in accordance with the outline, the standard procedures for speed bumps and humps.
So we're voting to put some more down? Is that what we're doing?
You're voting,
I don't think so. I think we're,
staff is recommend do not reinstall traffic calming installations on Tyndall Drive. So it's up to,
I think our ordinance states that anybody that, once they're removed, can then petition for the speed study. So I would think everything is fine.
A speed study has been done, correct?
Yet it did not pass warrant.
did not warrant.
So now we can, what you're asking us to vote for is see if we want to go against staff recommendation and have them installed? Is that what you're asking us?
Tim?
Well, the way the policy works, the majority of the citizens that live on Tyndall sign a petition.
Can I ask?
And as long as they meet that minimum threshold, then it's brought before us to vote on putting in speed humps, not bumps.
Is that good?
No, that's what I was asking. That's why I was asking what's before us today. Is that what you're asking us?
Right, to follow the procedures outlined in the standard operating procedures.
And that is, but specifically to put them back on Tyndall Drive.
Correct.
Okay.
I have a question, because what we were talking about Tuesday, that if there was some, speed bumps that were not approved, that they were gonna take them up if they're in bad condition as well.
Right, if the speed bumps were never approved, council never approved those, or a study wasn't presented, if those became inoperable, they would be removed, and that process would have to start all over again.
Yeah, and I think we're missing a step. I think it's almost no action. I would let them petition again and then put down, then we vote to put down speed humps or not put down speed humps. I think without it ever having been, it was never, there was never a speed study filed or a petition presented, so they were put down just on a whim. Am I correct? They were put down on a whim, so they have pulled them up, and now,
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm I
sorry.
don't speak out of turn.
I was just gonna follow up on my recollection of what Ben was saying to us on Tuesday is that there was never any evidence found
Correct.
that these were put down. However, though, what Ben was saying, Harden, your statement you made about, so they're gonna go back down. If I recall correctly, Teresa, Ben said that they would not go back down.
Correct.
That it would just simply be the way it is because they were taken up, because the Councilwoman Tully question was, why were they taken up? And it's because they were messed up. And therefore, from this point on, he is suggesting that we follow the protocol that's in place that Councilman Carroll was talking about. So I wanted to make sure, because you said, does this mean they're gonna be put back down
Well, specifically on Tyndall.
on Tyndall?
Yeah.
But that's
yeah.
not
If-
what,
If we vote to,
no.
yes,
So,
yes, that's what, hold on, right?
We're voting on
The-
whether to,
Go back on Tyndall.
yeah, but you're voting
No.
on putting down temporary bumps.
Right,
We don't
Saying
do, we don't
petition
do
for speed
temporary
humps.
bumps anymore.
gotcha.
That's when
What's-
there's a little bit of,
what's the,
Thomas.
what's the target? I believe it's 70% is the target for a petition, is that correct?
60, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's 60%.
60.
70.
And they're going after
70.
humps now.
Humps, not bumps.
Humps. Can you distinguish for everyone here the distinction between the bumps and
The
humps?
miserable speed strips are the ones that are screwed straight into the ground and will rattle your fillings. The speed humps are the traffic calming device that takes you down to 25 miles an hour, or the kids leap up to the ceiling.
Is that what
That's correct.
That's the asphalt ones.
Asphalt ones versus the ones that can be removed.
Right.
Eric,
I don't have anything else.
okay, Ms. Cody.
I just wanted to make sure that we understood, I understood what Councilman Gibbs was saying, but what he's saying now is that we gotta go back and get the citizens to sign 70%.
60%.
What is 60 now? Because I always thought it was 70. But now it's 60% that they have to sign. Then we can go back and put the speed humps up, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thanks.
he said? They decide.
Is this a no action?
And the options are right here.
Except, yeah,
Or do reinstall a suitable traffic calming installation on Tyndall Drive.
So you do have, yeah,
Oh,
that
good.
is true. That is true.
Let me-
Big
let
Nick.
me ask you-
But I'm talking about option one. I thought you was talking about going option one, said that. No, option two.
That's what I was saying initially.
Right, that's why
You got, I was going with what Ben recommended.
I got you.
any further discussion? No?
I'm ready to make a motion.
Good. Council, it's yours for action.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we go with option 2.
Reinstall a suitable
Second.
traffic calming installation on Tyndall Drive. I have a second. Any further comment? To enter into executive session for the purpose of real estate.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, show of hands. The gallery would please clear the room.
Mayor, can she go get that picture right quick?
Yeah, yeah. Head on down.
So y'all don't have to stay here forever.
While everybody's clearing.
Thank you, thank you.
reconvened in regular meeting. There was a discussion on real estate in executive session. An action will be taken on agenda item 5B, consideration of request for the disposition of city-owned property located at 5 Points. Our city manager, Richard Hardy, to present.
Thanks again, Mayor. The City of Valdosta entered into an agreement of the sale on January 8, 2010 with 5 Points LLC, a Georgia limited liability company with the principal office in Jacksonville, Duval County, Florida, and who was authorized to do business in the state of Georgia to purchase 22.15 acres known as 5 Points. The Hospital Authority of Valdosta, Lowndes County, Georgia, South Georgia Medical Center has recently offered to purchase approximately 22.15 acres plus or minus 1 acre, commonly referred to as the 5 Points property. The purchase price is approximately $255,079.01 per acre, depending on a final survey as dictated in the proposed purchase agreement, which will be sent to you upon receipt by the city attorney. As per the purchase agreement, the Hospital Authority will have 60 days to perform its due diligence on the property. The Hospital Authority has relayed that the purpose of the purchase is for further expansion of its facilities as well as situating an affiliated medical school program in Valdosta. Options: approve the disposition of property commonly referred as 5 Points. Do not approve the disposition of the property. Staff is in favor of the potential sale to the Hospital Authority with a commitment that they will locate a Mercer University School of Medicine on the 5 Points property. However, the contract as proposed does not contain that commitment, and staff opposes the sale at this time. Mayor.
Thank you. Council, any comments?
Yeah, Mayor, I need to read this statement. I, Andy Gibbs, council member for the City of Valdosta, Georgia, declare that pursuant to the code of ethics, I have a conflict of interest, and so far as my spouse is employed as a corporate officer of SGMC Health. As such, I will not vote on item 5B on May 8th, 2025. Agenda concerning a potential sale of real property of the City of Land to the Hospital Authority of Valdosta, Lowndes County. For the record, my family and I stand to gain no monetary benefit as a result of any vote I would have taken, and I believe I could have made a fair and independent decision.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further comments?
Mayor, I'm also recusing myself from this vote because I'm employed by South Georgia Medical Center.
Thank you both. Council? Further discussion? None? Now entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the presentation given by South Georgia Medical Center, allowing them to be able to buy the 5 Points property for the $255,079.01
Per acre. Per acre.
per acre.
Have a motion?
Second.
A motion and a second. How to proceed?
You can have staff discuss.
Okay.
Mayor,
Comments?
I'd like to make a substitute motion to table this request until our next council meeting in 2 weeks.
Do I ask for a second on that, or do we proceed on the first?
Second, means it's a second.
Second.
All right, now we vote on that.
Vote on the second one?
We vote on the motion to table.
Okay. We have a motion in front of us to table. All in favor? Show of hands. In opposition, same sign.
Tiebreaker.
Tie break to deny. Now move on to the
Main motion.
main motion. All in favor? Show of hands.
Is that the purchase, right?
To purchase.
Mayor, I would like to make a substitute motion as well. I would like to approve the sale to SGMC with an amendment that they guarantee us a sale. They guarantee Mercer University at closing, before we close. Excuse me.
So not a substitute motion, an amendment to the.
Amendment to the motion.
Need a second.
I need a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Still going on that one, or am I going back to the
You go to
first?
you go to the amendment, to the motion.
All right. I have a motion with an amendment before us.
That you want to restate what the amendment was?
Sure. Sale with a guarantee clause that they have to establish Mercer Medical Center there. That motion before us, all in favor, show of hands. All in opposition, same sign. It's a tie, denied as a tiebreaker. Okay, now the main motion before us for sale to SGMC. All in favor, show of hands. Opposition, same sign. One abstain. Motion carries. Oh, sorry. Tiebreaker. I break the tie in favor of selling 5 Points property to South Georgia Medical Center. Council, thank you. We'll now move on to citizens to be heard. It's your portion of the meeting. We ask that you come forward and state your name and address so we may have it for the record. Our policy requires you stay under 3 minutes so that others have time to be heard. Please direct all comments to council as a whole and do not attempt to engage individual members of council in debate. It's our policy to follow through with you on your concern. Additionally, we ask any groups that want to address the council to designate one person to represent the group, again, to ensure all have time to be heard. With that being said, there's already one at the podium. Bobby, how you doing?
Yeah. All right, Bobby McKenzie, 5148 Northwind Boulevard. There is still a big disconnect between the city council push to use a click fix and the city staff at responding. Right now, your city marshals are Johnny on the spot issuing citations on fallen trees, even in the back of lots and the backyards. And meanwhile, off of exit 16, you guys recently had the gateway to Georgia. There's limbs piling up. There's a tree off in the backyard or around on the on-ramp. Left over from that beautification statement. So you guys set the standard, the city sets the standards, and the rest of the city has to follow through with that. I click fixed that on Sunday night to prove a point. Monday morning, I got an immediate response, and I got immediate action, and within 3 days, Stormwater, so the Arbor Division was out there cutting up those trees, cutting up those logs, and removed that within 3 days. And you got people writing up, property owners that that may or may not be able to take care of their needs, take care of their homes, and their situations are not necessarily eyesores or hurting or harming anybody in the community or the public. Meanwhile, if you follow me over to East Park Avenue, there's a Prosper Apartments buildings over there, and they have a mountain of beds, couches, everything. And now people are dumping household goods, food, clothes. I click fix that. Where's your city marshals at? It's been over a month, and your city marshals don't have a clue what to do with it. And if I go down to the gas station again, that has all that trash that dumps right into 1 Mile Branch, it's been 2 months. I even issued a follow-up. There's been about 4 click fixes on there about litter, about actual problems that are actually harming our community, and your city marshals are nowhere to be found. It's just crickets, and they're over there issuing citations. Matter of fact, I re-click fixed that spot over there on East Park Avenue, that mountain of trash. I re-click fixed it as treed out. So maybe your city marshals might actually go out there and take a look at it, because there are trees down behind that big pile of mess. And that road in, half a mile, on both sides is an egregious amount of trash, litter, both sides. And that road is in disrepair. It's just a mess. You want to talk about people don't care about and people neglect? That's neglect. There's another log jam over by Sugar Creek, over by Salty Snapper, that we have basically an identical situation from 2021, where Stormwater went out there and ripped out when I say ripped out, they ripped it out. They went heavy equipment, dozers, trucks, and they pulled all that trees and log jams out of there. And the reason they cited that says because this is Angela Bray's C-click fix. It is state law that requires us to remove it. We removed it to prevent flooding and damage to the trees and the bridge, Gorto Bridge, the bridge. And we all remember how long that took being out of commission. There's another larger log jam sitting there right now, much larger, causing much more damage, and needs to be fixed as well.
Thank you, Bobby. Are there any other citizens wishing to be heard at this time? No, Ms. Bacon.
My name is Gracie Bacon. I'm on 708 Holly Drive. Same Holly Drive I was on the last time I talked to you. There's cars, there's so many cars out there, the postman can't get to the mailbox, the man can't get to the water meter, there's so many cars. In the front yard, everywhere, there are cars, old boats, everything, motorcycles. And they go all times of the night, they go all time, so you can't hardly sleep. Last night at 4 o'clock, I had the police at my house. And they did good, they came as quickly as they could because somebody was in my yard, in my backyard. And I have a 6-foot fence around that yard. And he seemed like he was just totally dazed about being there. When he saw the camera recording him, he ran. We got a lot of stuff going on that street. We got prostitution, we got drugs, we got a boarding house, we got people selling food out of a food truck in the front yard. We got people who don't have gas, so they cook in the front and sell plates out in front. And we got a boarding house on the end that you all don't get taxes on. We got a prostitution RV in the backyard of people's houses. You don't get no tax on that either. And you got all those cars and people coming in from out of state and everywhere. The police was down there this morning trying to find out who was in my backyard. It's dangerous, and you all not doing anything. Mr. Mayor, I told you I put it in your court. You didn't do nothing. It's bad. And all that junk, like the gentleman said, it's not. I called the Environmental Protection Agency. I called them. I've even tried calling the governor because Valdosta won't do anything. And I'm gonna call Atlanta, where they got the Atlanta 2 News, because you all won't do anything. We got a dangerous situation with drugs and prostitution and boarding houses and food trucks, and it's just a very dangerous situation. And now it's getting hot, and the snakes and everything gonna be moving. So when somebody really get hurt down there with all the shooting, the drugs, and in my backyard, and he was in a daze, he acted just like he didn't know where he was, because I was looking at it on the camera. When I called the police, I was looking at him, and he was in my backyard until he started getting recorded. And I don't know how he got in with that fence, but he got in. And anybody had to be high to jump that fence at 6 feet. There's no way out of the yard. The gates are locked at all times. There's no way to get out of that yard but to go over the fence. You got to go over. My yard is always locked. Even the police officers last night couldn't get in until they came to my front door and I let them in the house because they couldn't get in. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bacon. Any other citizens wishing to be heard at this time? Hello.
Hi, I'm Zacchaeus Kyer, 1503 East Park Avenue, G6. I just had a few questions. One is, are these sessions recorded? And if so, where are the recordings shared?
You can find them on the Facebook page of Valdosta, A City Without Limits.
Okay, thank you. Another is, I would ask that y'all do consider how Mercer moving in would affect VSU as well, or just the interconnections, because I do think that Mercer moving in would probably be a good thing, just because I have heard a lot of concerns when it comes to SGMC and the practices that have gone on, and I have had several friends who have had losses that were related to some of the practices not always being as well as they might be, as well as they could be. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other citizens wishing to be heard at this time? Hello.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Hunt, and I stay on East Brookwood Place. And I'm calling about the gentlemen that are riding the bicycles, hanging out in front of our houses, late at night between the hours of 11 and 4 a.m. I have been attacked twice by these guys, meaning they have busted my windows on my 2020 Genesis, left a hammer inside the car. Of course, a police report has been filed. 2 days later, they came back, slashed 2 of my vehicle's tires, bust more windows, and we had filed another police report. Spending unnecessary money on deductibles of something, for a crime that I didn't commit, and these guys are hanging out every single night. Young teenage boys, 4 of them on bicycles, that don't live in this neighborhood. We have a tree on a light pole that we've asked Georgia Power to cut down because it makes the street dark, and they hide under there. They're wearing dark clothing. They're wearing face covering. They had one that had brandished a gun towards, as a neighbor said something about moving in front of their house, and you can't sleep. We all have cameras. Somehow they managed to dodge the camera. Now I actually have my cameras being monitored. Like I said, by the police report, she stays on Ponderosa Inn.
I'm Yolanda Walker. I'm one of her good friends. I live right around the corner from her at 1216 Ponderosa Drive. And we hadn't had anybody actually bust our windows, but we had, if you leave your car open, or for whatever reason, and you come back out, your glove compartment is open, like somebody's digging in your car. It happened to me, my husband, and my daughter. But I always make sure I lock my doors. But my neighbors also had noticed and witnessed, she was at work, so she wasn't able to come, that it was a young man late at night going from house to house, checking the doors, trying to see which car they can get in.
And also on my street, I've had 4 vehicles to be broken into. It's bad, because it's to the point where my husband wants to sleep in the car just to watch these young guys walk up and down our street. And like I say, the hours are between midnight and 4 a.m.
I got East Brookwood Place. I didn't get what's the numeric?
913 East Brookwood Place.
913.
Yes, and like I said, they just bust the windows out of our car. I guess they got mad because they couldn't get in, slashed our tires, and run. Actually, one of my neighbors couldn't make it, but her and her husband, which is 4 houses up the road from me, saw the gentleman when he did it, and they followed him. And she also wrote a statement to Officer Johns, who came out and took the police report. And they left the hammer that they bashed my windows with inside my car.
Thank you, ladies, very much. Please hang around after the meeting. Are there any other citizens wishing to be heard at this time? Seeing none, we'll end that part of the evening and move on to the city manager's report. City Manager Richard Hardy.
Again, thanks, Mayor. Want to congratulate and give thanks to our police chief, Chief Leslie Manningham. Next week, National Police Week, May the 11th through the 17th. Come out and join Coffee with Cops at Zacadoo's, Ashley Street on Wednesday, May the 14th from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. We will also be having a community safety event Saturday, May the 10th, 9 a.m. to noon. The Valdosta Fire Department, South Georgia Trauma Center, South Georgia Medical Center Health, and Public Health will host a safety event in the Customer Service Center parking lot. Free smoke alarms for city residents, limit 2 per household. Bring a valid ID for proof of your residency. Next week, we will have our first part of our budget hearings, Wednesday, May the 13th at 3 p.m. The fiscal year 2026 budget hearing will be held in this council's chambers. Mental Health Awareness Month event, Friday, May the 16th. Come out to Unity Park Amphitheater from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. as we recognize Mental Health Awareness Month. Take a break, enjoy the sunshine, connect with your community. Also, we will have this May the 9th, our 17th annual photo contest. This when the applications closes. May the 10th, Makers Market, Main Street. Join us downtown for this event. May the 10th, everyone knows Mother's Day on Sunday. Build a bouquet for Mother's Day. This takes place on Main Street. Spend $30 or more with a participating downtown Valdosta merchant. Bring your receipt to the Main Street table on the Courthouse Square sidewalk and collect flowers from local shops to create a beautiful bouquet for Mom. That's all I have.
Richard, thank you. We'll now move on to council comments. Council, any comments to add for tonight?
Mr. Mayor, I just want to say to Mayor Madison, to Mr. Hardy, Ms. Catherine, city councilmen, and, I'm sorry, to Mr. Mayor, to Mr. Hardy, to Ms. Catherine, to the city council, and all the department heads. Thank you for your prayers. During the time that I was in Augusta with my husband, you all texting and showing concern gave me strength to continue to sit there for 13 days and 13 nights. We are home, but we're still under the doctor. We're getting home health care, but every day is a progress. And again, from myself and my husband, we say thanks to each and every one of you. Continue to pray for us, and please pray for me because the caregiver is the one that get all the bad work done. But again, thank you all so much for your prayers.
Definitely excited for some of the things that happen in the city. Congratulations to SGMC. I think that is going to be a wonderful thing if we are to get Mercer University. And just like the young man said, it's going to be an amazing partnership with Valdosta State. And we look forward to it once we get Mercer in our city. So, yes, big things.
Good. No. I'd kind of like Andy to update us on a presentation made today up in Warner Robins that he was a part of.
I was kind of wondering where you were going with that. Yes, the College and Career Academy, we basically had probably about 30 of us there. We went up to Warner Robins to the technical school there to present and hopes that we win the award from them to have the first ever College Career Academy in South Georgia. We were up against Turner County, and as I said before, there was 18 of us presenting. I was fortunate to be able to present as well, and it was flawless. Y'all would have been kind of amazed at how good we had 60 minutes. We had to allot for about 5 to 8 minutes at the end. And when you try to get 18 people and you're telling everybody you got 1 minute, you got 2 minutes, you got a minute and a half, and everybody has to keep to that time frame. But at the end of the day, we had everybody up there from one Valdosta Lounge, which was Georgia Power, to VSU, to Wiregrass, to SGMC, to City of Valdosta. We had Lowndes County there. We had Berrien County Schools. We had Clinch County School System there. And the list continues to go on with all the different folks we had there. We had Hunt Industries was there. ADM, I believe. ADM was there. So you had all these folks in the room, and we had to present before this panel. And it's just amazing how much we came together. And this is 18 months worth of meeting and subcommittees and so forth. And I will tell you, the panel that we had, you had 5 people in this panel, and then you had another 8 people observing us from the back, from the side. So you're trying to make sure you stay on point and get to where you need to be at. But I will tell you that it was amazing to me that the questions they asked at the end and the responses we got from everybody in the community. And when we got done, everybody that was observing us came up to us and said, "We've never seen something so well put together and run so smoothly." So y'all should be proud of Lowndes County. You should be proud of your 5 regions that are part of this. We are 6 regions, so we've got 6 school systems that's part of this. So this is huge. It's not just for the county and Valdosta. This is for 6 county as a whole. So this would be a big thing for us if we win this. So we'll find out next Friday. We'll get a phone call and an email. And if we get awarded this, you'll be amazed at where this community in this region is about to go. So.
Are we gonna party at your house, Sandy?
Do what?
Party at your house?
You gotta bring swim trunks.
Thank you, Andy.
And a koozie.
Mayor, a lot of the stuff we've been hearing from citizens to be heard are things that we've been hearing before. We can kind of hear the pain and passion in our citizens' voices. It's time for us to step up and do something. So I'm not tired of hearing them come up here and speak because I want them to speak, but they should not have to keep coming up here over and over again for the same thing. So it's time for us to come up with some solutions and make some decisions on what we're gonna do to help these people out, because they shouldn't have to come up here meeting after meeting for the same thing.
Thank you, Councilman, and you've already put some pretty good ideas forward, so thank you. Thomas, you good? Gentlemen, all that.
To adjourn?
Senior member makes a motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned.
Mr. Harder, will you talk with Ms. Hunt? That's the
Thank you
picture I
for all
showed
your
you.
hard work.
That's mine. Okay. The last one. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good job.
I'm sorry, I got your.
Oh, man, I blew it.